Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to another CYRM Read Aloud with me, Mrs. Blum. Today we're going to be reading the third nominee in the primary picture book category. It's called The Day You Begin. It's written by Jaqueline Woodson and it's illustrated by Rafael Lopez. And both the author, who's the writer, and the illustrator, the person who supplies the artwork for the book, do a great job of showing you how the characters are feeling in this story. So I hope you'll be able to relate to the characters' experiences and feelings. I know I did, and I believe that these are feelings that we all share. So let's enjoy this book together. The Day You Begin. The Day You Begin by Jaqueline Woodson, illustrated by Rafael Lopez. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. There will be times when no one understands the way words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. Rigoberto, from Venezuela. Your teacher says so soft and beautifully that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming the first bright notes of a song. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller, when the teacher asks, "What did you do last summer?" Tell the class your story. "We went to France," Chela says. "These shells came from a beach in Maine." A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with tiny shells, so fragile they look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. "My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina." Each souvenir, a small triumph of a journey. Their travels going on and on. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb, and your days spent at home caring for your little sister who made you laugh out loud and hugged you hard at nap time. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen to sleep. And in that room, where no one else is quite like you, you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder, what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere? There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. When even your own friend Nadia will wrinkle her nose and say, "What's in there anyway?" And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat and kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high, the run is too fast and far, the game isn't one you can ever really play. I don't want him on our team. You can watch. Maybe you can have a turn later. There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. And all that stands beside you is your own brave self, steady as steel and ready even though you don't yet know what you're ready for. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you until the day you begin to share your stories. My name is Angelina, and I spent my whole summer with my little sister. You tell the class, your voice stronger than it was a minute ago, reading books and telling stories, and even though we were right on our block, it was like we got to go everywhere. Your name is like my sister's, Rigoberto says. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once, in the room where no one else is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider to make some space for you. This is the day you begin to find the places inside your laughter and your lunches, your books, your travel, and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story as much as I did. I wanted to review a few pages of this book with you. On this page, pay special attention to the artwork of Rafael Lopez. He really makes it easy to guess how all of these children are feeling. This is Angelina, and I can tell that she's feeling anxious and worried, probably about meeting her new classmates. When I look at this character, I see someone who's friendly, but maybe shy. When I look at this character, I see someone who is curious. And when I look at this character, I see someone who maybe is wondering, who is Angelina? Will I be friends with her? Will she be friends with me? So these are all questions that people have for each other when they're first meeting. On this page, we meet Rigoberto, and the story tells us that he's just moved from Venezuela. Can you imagine what it's like to be a new kid from a new country who speaks a different language? I imagine that Rigoberto must be feeling a little bit lonely, maybe a little homesick, and a little bit alone. This would be a great situation where you could extend yourself to be a good friend. The illustration on this page shows us just how Angelina is feeling, and I want you to pay attention to the background here. It seems to me that Angelina is feeling a little bit sad and maybe separate from the group, the other group of students who got to travel. And here the traveling looks so exciting. Look at all the color that Mr. Lopez uses on that page. And here it's quite dull. But then Angelina remembers just how special her experience of the summer was, where she spent time with her younger sister and they traveled all kinds of places through books. And again, you can see how the illustrator, Mr. Lopez, represents their travel and their travels through imagination with beautiful colors and images. I think the very best part of this story is the ending, where friends find each other and accept each other just for who they are. As the author reminds us, every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. And that's the basis of a wonderful friendship. Take care, boys and girls. I'll see you next week with another Read Aloud. Bye-bye.